Have you ever had a craving hit so hard that you thought, what is wrong with me? Because you're not clueless. You've obviously done the self-development work. You've probably gone to therapy. And yet when a craving shows up, it feels like your body automatically takes the wheel. Okay, here's the contrarian truth. The fastest way to stop a craving is to stop treating it like a food problem. Cravings are not a willpower issue. They're actually a nervous system state issue. And that crazy feeling that you have in the moment, it's often because your logical brain has actually gone partially offline. This isn't about weakness, it's actually physiology. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand how to feel relief, you're gonna understand what's happening, you're gonna know how to change your state so that cravings don't have to happen in the first place. This is a very common experience, so you're not alone. My client Erica was a really high-achieving woman with extensive therapy background who'd struggled with this since childhood. She thought she'd be chained to food forever, but once she actually focused on safety in her body and working with her nervous system, within a few months, she was no longer coping with food anymore and she had freedom, okay? So this is absolutely possible for you. And if you want more evidence-based tools like the ones I'm gonna teach you today, download my free Food Freedom Toolkit because it's packed with simple, practical tools that you can actually use to start creating root cause change. The link is below. Grab it, come right back, and now let's get into the 2 shifts that are going to change your cravings at the root. Step 1. A craving isn't a food problem. It's actually a nervous system state problem. So I want you to imagine your nervous system like a dashboard. When you're regulated and you're in a state of safety, then your decision making feels available. You can pause, choose, tolerate discomfort. You can feel an urge and decide not to obey it. But when you're dysregulated and in a survival state of your nervous system, your body is not caring about your long-term goals. It's looking for immediate relief and that's it. So a craving in the root cause lens is often your nervous system saying, hey, I don't feel safe. I'm overwhelmed. I'm under-resourced. I'm wired. I'm empty. I feel alone. I can't calm down. And food is fast, it's reliable, it's a survival, biological thing that we use to create relief for ourselves. So your system just goes, let's do that because it's easiest. And that's why it becomes compulsive and that's why it feels urgent. And that's why it can feel like mid-bite, you're going, why am I doing this? Because once your nervous system shifts into that survival state, which happens even from low-grade stress, your logical mind is no longer in the driver's seat, okay? I really want this to hit. When you're in a high craving state, you are not in a self-control willpower problem. You are having a state problem, a nervous system state problem. And the state change is what makes your logical mind go offline. And that's why so many high achievers feel extra ashamed of this because you're thinking, but I should be able to handle this because you handle everything. You run companies, teams, households, you're the responsible one. So when you have a craving that knocks you over, you conclude something really awful about yourself, like I'm broken, I'm weak, I'm the kind of person who can't be trusted around food, I'm a failure. No, your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, seeking relief under threat. The problem is not you. The problem is that your system has learned to equate food with safety. Okay, so I'm going to teach you 3 really simple tools to start creating regulation and safety within your body so that you don't have to default to using food as your only form of relief. That is very important because if you don't have tangible ways of creating that state change in your nervous system, you're just going to continue to feel imprisoned by this, okay? So I'm going to teach you these 3 tools. I need you to stay with me right to the end because these are going to be life-changing for you. And remember, if you want more evidence-based tools like this, you can go and download my free Food Freedom Toolkit because that's packed with lots more evidence-based tools with you to actually fix this at the root, okay? So download that, come right back if you're downloading it, and let's get into these 3 state changers right here, right now. And they're going to be easy. They're going to be like 60 to 90 seconds, so you really have no excuse not to do them. So step 2, yes, we're going to get into those stabilizers because you need to change your state before the craving because otherwise your willpower centers are mostly offline and you have no chance. So if you're waiting until you already have a craving at a level 10 out of 10, it's already too late. You're not doomed or helpless, but it's late and likely too late because in that moment, your nervous system is already escalated. Your survival system is in control. Your body is already powerless over this pretty much. Because as I said, your survival mechanisms, when it takes over, logical brain is offline, okay? So the real work here is state prevention, as I said, because this is not just asking ourselves, how do I stop a craving? It's asking, how do I live in such a way where cravings don't show up as a coping strategy? And that starts with our state. So 3 stabilizers are going to come through for you, and you're going to love them, okay? And you high achievers love to live in emergency mode, okay? I know this. You're like almost addicted to adrenaline, doing more, pushing yourself more. And we need to teach your body how to downshift so that you can actually overcome this. Otherwise, you're always going to be at a mercy of this problem. And if it's not food, your body's going to find other ways that are not super safe to regulate itself. So let's do the regulation together. First stabilizer we're going to do is about a 90-second practice. So what I want you to do is get into your physical body. We're going to start with taking your feet, pressing them on the floor firmly. So if you're sitting down in your office chair, do this with me now. Press your feet firmly into the floor so much that your bum can almost lift off the seat, like putting pressure right down into your feet, your toe pads. You might feel a yawn or a shift, or you might not because you're so chronically stressed. Your body's like, ugh, what are you doing to me? So pressing into our body, physical grounding is really important because that signals to our body, I'm safe, I'm okay, I'm not dissociating. Because when we're super stressed, we live from here up, the neck up. And when we get into our bodies, it teaches our nervous system, I'm safe and okay. Okay, second quick little part of this is put your hands together like so. We're gonna breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, you're gonna press your hands together and exhale through the mouth. Here we go. Breathe in through the nose. Press your hands together, exhale at the mouth. We're gonna do that again. Inhale through the nose, release. Press the hands together as you exhale. Guarantee you're gonna feel a yawn there because it's very powerful. Okay, awesome. Stabilizer number 2. You're gonna tap where I tap and repeat after me. This is an evidence-based tool that's gonna speak directly to the part of your brain, the amygdala, that controls the stress response and help to turn it off. So tap here, repeat after me. Even though my body is stressed and wants to use food as a way to cope with life, I'm learning new tools to bring relief to my body. Even though this whole time I thought cravings were just a lack of willpower. Today I'm learning the connection with my nervous system. And the safer I feel and the more relief I have, the less my body will have food cravings. Learning how to calm my body down. This is something nobody's really taught me how to do. It's not my fault I've been struggling with food cravings. I've blamed myself for so long and carried so much shame. But today I'm realizing it's just stress. And I'm learning more effective ways of helping my body to feel relief. Because the calmer I feel, the less my body defaults to food. So I'm willing to practice these tools instead. I'll say that again because I was yawning. I'm willing to practice these tools instead. Oh my goodness, take a nice easy breath. Notice how you're feeling. Do a little look around the room. Go ahead and put in the comments what you're already noticing shifting within your body from these 2 stabilizing exercises. Then we're going to talk about quickly what third stabilizer is. And this one, I don't think you're going to like very much. So, especially because if you're a high achiever, I know you. So stop treating food stop treating rest as a reward, okay? The reason why you use food as a form of recovery is because you, especially high achieving people, do not know how to slow down. So the third stabilizer is to create like a 60 to 90 second break in your day to do the exercises I just taught you, and to find little pauses, micro recoveries on purpose. So if that means you're gonna look out the window at your office for 90 seconds without looking at your phone, great. If that means you're gonna turn off your phone for 10 minutes while you take a walk around the building that you work in, great. If that means you're rushing to pick up your kids and you're trying to multitask on your phone, put your phone away and give yourself the peace of just driving to pick up your kids. I don't care how you find it, but the less time you live in threat, then the less time your body will demand relief. And most of you high achieving people are so hard on yourselves. You live in a constant state of adrenaline and you don't understand how to give yourself periods of relief. So it makes perfect sense that your body will automatically reach for food as a way to find some saving grace from all this stress. So you need to learn how to feel comfortable slowing down. Your body literally needs that to survive. So you're gonna learn how to practice these 3 little stabilizers. They're 60 to 90 seconds at a time. Don't tell me you don't have time for that, because you actually don't have time not to do that, okay? Prevention is what's going to make this have the biggest impact, so you're not constantly living at a high state of intensity, and you're learning how to lower the temperature, okay, of the whole system, which is very, very important. And remember, as I said before, download that free food freedom toolkit, because I'm going to help guide you through even more, okay? Great, take that all in. Okay, so the fastest craving, to recap, the fastest way to stop a craving is not to fight food harder. It's to work with your nervous system sooner. It's state prevention, as we said, because cravings aren't a willpower issue, they're a nervous system state issue. And if you wait until that craving is a 10 out of 10, your logical brain is largely offline, you're not gonna be able to stop it no matter how smart you are. So stop trying to work with the system that isn't gonna work. The win is changing your state before the craving actually happens, because that's regulation and reprogramming in action. That's how we overcome this. Use those daily stabilizers to create safety, so food doesn't have to create safety for you. Download that free food freedom toolkit, because that will give you something to do in the moment so you can actually change this at the root level. You are not broken. You don't lack willpower. You are not someone who's gonna be out of control of food forever. You're someone who just hasn't been given a root cause approach, and now that you have it, you're going to be able to see success with this. I hope this helps. Sending you lots of love. I struggled with this for over 20 years of my life and spent about 16 of that in therapy, and it wasn't until I learned the nervous system connection that I actually learned how to break free and have a relationship of peace with food, and you can too.